And we are back. Falcon franchise, or not. What the hell did I just say? We're back with tier lists. I don't know why I said Falcon franchise, but we're not doing that. We're here. Tier list season. It's about time. And today, got our first of many NFL games. Hopefully, this season actually feels like it lasted instead of, how last season feels, where it goes by so fast. And then, of course, the off season goes by so slow. But yeah, same tiers as the last time. We have Super Bowl teams I think will be competitive enough to make the Super Bowl. I have 6 teams in Super Bowl. We have wild card. I then have the other 6. So that means 8. The other 8 teams in wild card. And barely missed. That means teams that barely missed the playoffs. I have 6 teams in that category as well. And just there, teams that either didn't quite fit the bill for barely missed, or teams that, didn't compete for a top 5 pick and are just kind of there, or teams that didn't get a top 5 pick. I have 7 teams in that category. And then in top 5 pick, obviously, the teams who I think will have a top 5 pick. Not necessarily them, whatever pick. So, say, for example, what's a team that traded away their first-round pick? Say the Jaguars magically trade away their pick to Buffalo, their first-round pick to Buffalo. I'm just going to put Jacksonville there still because it's, was originally Jacksonville's pick. Anyway, we're going to start off going from worst to first. We're going to do top 5 pick. Starting out, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, these are not in any specific order. I am going from AFC to NFC, though, in case you are curious. Jaguars, just tell me you think the Jaguars are going to be good. Just try and tell me. You can't. You could. Not with a straight face, but you could. They're not going to be good. I think they're going to have a top 5 pick. Maybe not number 1 this year, but still top 5. Next, the Jets. What have they done? With Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White, I don't think they're going to be anything special either. I'm not interested in Zach Wilson. I don't think he's a great starting quarterback. Yes, he did do some cool stuff off the field, but that's about it. Next, we have the Texans. You'd think the Texans, out of all teams, would be... No, you go down here, mister. You probably think the Texans are, worse than the Jaguars and Jets. I'd argue not. They weren't last year. I don't think they're going to be this year. Actually, they were worse than the Jets. But still, I'd argue Davis Mills is better than the 1st and 2nd overall pick in the same draft. It's insane. The guy went in the 3rd round to the Texans, and he had a better season. Okay, now we're actually moving over to NFC teams. I don't know where they are. There they are, the Seahawks. You arguably have the worst quarterback duo in the league. Drew Lock. You traded for him. Well, you traded Russell Wilson when you kind of just got Drew Lock in return. But the fact that he didn't even win the starting quarterback job is mind-blowing. Geno Smith. I'm sorry, man. I just don't think you're a starting quarterback anymore. I don't think you really ever were. Second-round picks normally aren't starting quarterbacks. And finally, we have the Chicago Bears. In my opinion, probably the worst team out of the 5. They'll probably have pick 3 or something, because it's Chicago. I feel like they can muster out some wins. But your best player doesn't even want to play for you. He wants to play for you, but you won't even give him money. What else do you have to lose at that point? Why won't you pay the man? Now, granted, I don't really care, because, Packers fan, Roquan Smith, please leave the division. But for the sake of Bears franchise, Roquan, at least stay until... Actually, I think you're good now. I think we go on rosters, come out later today. So, yeah. Those are the teams. I think they're going to have a top 5 pick. Now we move to just there. Starting out, we have Pittsburgh. And nothing wrong with Pittsburgh. Honestly, I feel like Pittsburgh's the best team out of the list here, at least definitely AFC-wise. It's just more of... There's too many other AFC teams who I think are too good. I could only have 3 AFC teams and barely missed. And Pittsburgh, unfortunately, you were just the 4th team. You're the odd one out. Now, granted, I don't think you would have been very competitive anyway. Maybe a 9-8 season. Maybe 8-1. Maybe 8-9, somewhere around there. I don't see you doing much better. Maybe even 7-10. But, yeah. Next, a lot of criticism. Ooh, no, I don't want to type anything. The Broncos. I don't know why I'm scrolled all the way down here now. I'm going to get criticism for this one. You look at the AFC West. You have a new quarterback. Now, granted, a very good new quarterback. And what else? You got rid of Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, and a bunch of first-round picks for this guy who, in my opinion, falling off. We saw how he's been. He's a great first-half quarterback. That's why he's always usually MVP favorite or around the conversation. Then he disappears. There's no shock about that. And with Tim Patrick out for the season, I unfortunately don't think, from what it seems like, Jerry Jeudy or KJ Hamler are really going to step up and play that. I don't know how Albert O, their tight end, is going to do. I don't know how their defense is going to do. Bradley Chubb's always inconsistent and injured. Alexander Johnson, very good, but he was injured last season. That's about it. You have Patrick Surtain. That's really your only injustice in him. It's also your 2 bright spots on defense. Now, you have a lot of bright spots on defense, but they're too inconsistent to, really judge. Next, we have Cleveland. I wonder why I'm putting Cleveland up here. Hey, man. Jacoby, I respect you, man. Think you're a great guy. But you aren't going to lead the Browns to the promised land. I don't think Deshaun Watson's even going to lead them to the promised land. I made a bold prediction saying Deshaun Watson was the 3rd best quarterback in the AFC. Man, do I regret that now. After seeing his practices. Jesus, 1 for 5 in the preseason? Really? Really? Fortunately, Browns, you have a great team. But let's look at it. Receiver, Amari Cooper. Yeah, that's about it. Running back, Nick Chubb. You have Kareem Hunt, but he doesn't even want to be there right now. Tight end, David Njoku. Yeah, fair enough. O-line, pretty good, but you did lose Chase Shredder for what seems to be no reason. Defensively, Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Denzel Ward, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Greg Newsome, Jabril Peppers, I believe. No, not Jabril Peppers. He's the Giants. Who was the other one? Grant Delpit, Ronnie Harrison, John Johnson. Great defense, but with that offense, I just don't see you going very far. That's the last of the AFC teams. Now we're looking at the NFC. Atlanta. Lucky for you guys, Atlanta. I honestly don't think you are the worst team in the NFC. Not even top 3. Or not even top 2. Now, granted, who the hell thinks you're going to do anything? Not me. Probably not anyone else. Marcus Mariota, I'm really hoping for him to turn out. Don't think he's going to. Desmond Ridder, really hoping he's going to turn out. I think he might if you let him sit the first 2 years of Marcus Mariota's contract. Has to be the first 2 years, though. Can't be just after one. It has to be after both. Kyle Pitts, he's great. Drake London, high expectations. Cordell Patterson, hopefully he's going to continue to do what he did last season. But other than that, I mean, that offensive line is abysmal. That receiving core is nothing to brag about. That defense, I mean, they got a bunch of studs. Got Deion Jones, AJ Terrell. Yeah, that's it. But I still think you have a bunch of solid players. Not really starting caliber. Well, I mean, they are if you're on a team like the Falcons. Definitely great backup material, though. So I think you're going to do stuff. You have depth. That is the main thing you have. You have no one's really special, but you have depth. Now, we have the New York The other New York, the Giants. I mean, when you decided we're not going to do anything in the draft, you kind of told me we're building for the future. Daniel Jones, obviously, I don't think he's it. But at the same time, at picks 5 and 7, or was that what they had? I think that was. Maybe 5 and 8, something around that. There's no real quarterback we're taking, which, very smart. Very, very smart. The fact that Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph are both above Kenny Pickett shows. Kenny Pickett, I saw in preseason, and Malik Willis, and Desmond Ridder, even Sam Howell. Great. But none of them are starting ready yet. Especially for a team like the Giants. So great job not drafting a quarterback, not even signing one besides Tyrod. Now granted, I don't know what you're thinking of Tyrod is. I think you, after this, after the season, Daniel Jones, bye-bye. Then you draft a quarterback. You have Tyrod Taylor probably start the first few games. And if you think the quarterback's ready after that, let him go. After that, definitely at the end of the season, you have Tyrod walk. Then you have that quarterback. Yeah. You're a solid team. You just can never really put it together. Like that roster, Kenny Golladay, if he can find his former self, Kadarius Toney showed flashes. Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, great guys, always injured. Wan'Dale Robinson looks great. Saquon Barkley, if he can get back to his old self. David Bellinger, high expectations. That defense, Adoree Jackson, solid. Leonard Williams, solid. Do you have Dexter Williams or is that the Jets? It's one of those. But if you have Dexter Williams, solid. Got a great team going on. Jabril Peppers, solid. Yeah. All right, next we have Washington. It's no longer WFT. It is now Washington. Ignore this. I couldn't find any that, had the actual... It's fine, though. It doesn't matter. Solid. Carson Wentz, if he can do well, I think you are a dark horse playoff team. That defense looks amazing in terms of talent. It's just you can't really, clash them together. That's the issue. They're all great players. I don't really think they go well together. So you feel like you'd be better off trading one of them away for probably an offensive lineman or something, and the mid-round pick. Because you're not going to get a lot of value, I feel like. But great team. I think you do well. Finally, Detroit. Hey, nothing. Don't keep your head up. Detroit. Even though I have you all the way down here, don't look at it that way. Look at it as, we were a top 5 pick. We were pick number 2 last year. You are improving. You are a team that could shock some people. Probably not playoff shock, but definitely, around 500 in my opinion. Probably 7 and 10, 8 and 9 range. Jared Goff's not a bad quarterback. People just think he's bad because Sean McVay made him look so good. And now they get rid of Jared Goff, send him to Detroit. Detroit does bad and the Rams win a Super Bowl. That's why. Jared Goff's not bad. You don't draft a guy first overall because you think he's bad. Now, granted, Marcus Russell, yeah, he was absolute dog shit, but Jared Goff, I feel like he could do something. So, put some respect on him. Now we're up to barely miss. These are teams that aren't going to make the playoffs, but they're going to definitely make it close for these wild card teams who, 5, 6, 7, maybe even divisional leaders. But hey, you barely made it, but look at us. We were right behind you. First off, criticism, Dolphins. Besides Tyreek, you didn't do much. You didn't improve at all. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, think going to be a great duo. Tua or Teddy Bridgewater, think they're going to do fine. Mike Gesicki, if you keep him around, I feel like I've heard trade talks about him. Don't trade him. Don't trade him. Just don't. Teron Armstead, great addition. That is smart. That's the one addition I can really say, yeah. Defensively, though, Jalen Phillips, Javon Holland, those look great. You got Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. I mean, you're a great team. And nothing's denying that. It's just, you would be a playoff team if the Broncos didn't trade for Russell Wilson. Realistically, I feel like if the Broncos don't trade for Russell Wilson, the AFC West doesn't go into complete chaos. Because the past few seasons, I feel like the Broncos have kind of been the laughingstock. And with the Raiders and Chargers both being, that close to a playoff, they don't really want to be the laughingstock of that division. So I feel like everyone went full on out to be good. And you kind of caused chaos. Speaking of the East, talking about the Dolphins, the Patriots. Where are they? There they are, all the way at the end. Sorry, New England. But you made the playoffs at 10-7 last year. You got the 6th seed. Yeah, 6. Solid, but I argue you didn't do much. You were kind of content with where you were, and I feel like Mac Jones isn't going to take the big step this year you expect him to take. So I feel like you're just going to probably be around 9-8 this year again. You went 10-7 last year. I think you're going to drop 9-8, and that's unfortunately not going to be enough to make the playoffs. Next, we have Tennessee. Bold prediction here. People will be like, Tennessee sucks. Tennessee does not suck. What team got the number 1 seed last year? The Titans. Yeah, they lost to the Bengals. Yeah, that Bengals team who barely lost in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but no, they lost to the Bengals. It doesn't matter. The Titans are still great. Now, granted, I don't think they did anything impressive to get better. I don't think they did anything at all to get better. I think they got worse. But they're still going to be either a playoff team or a just-missed team. Now, I think they're going to, unfortunately, lose the division to the Colts. But Tennessee, you got a bright future. Now, Tannehill probably isn't the solution. Derrick Henry's getting up there in age, and we know how running backs are. But Malik Willis, if he turns out to be who I think he could be, you guys are going to be fine. Yeah, you might suck this year. Hell, maybe even next year. But I can guarantee you, you will be back in no time. You are not going to be like the Lions and, not win a playoff game for however long. Just like the Bengals. The Bengals got their time. But look at you guys. You're going to be gone for like 2, maybe 3 years, I expect. Nothing to, rebuild mode. Nothing about that. You have a great team. You just got to, let Malik Willis develop. Next, we got the Panthers. Now, personally, this is mainly because I want the tiers to be kind of even, have the same amount of AFC and NFC teams. Hence the reason why I have 3 AFC and 2 NFC in top 5 pick, and then I have 3 AFC, 4 NFC, and just there to even it out since, both of those were odd numbers. But this one's even. Carolina, you're not going to compete. I'm just going to tell you that now. I just did this to make it even. You could maybe compete, but you're a dark horse, and I mean dark horse. I mean, the people who pick you are very, very brave. I don't see what's special in you. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, yeah, it's an upgrade, but, is it though? Because I feel like you probably want to roll with Sam Darnold or PJ, whoever your quarterbacks are. Roll with them, and then, draft a guy next year. I feel like that trade for Baker was not smart. Now, Minnesota. Unfortunately, Minnesota, I think you're great. That's saying a lot coming from me. Thank you. Wouldn't drag. But now the issue is, with a new coach, don't think you're going to quite be... Year 2, I think you're going to be dominant with that coach. I think you are probably going to dethrone the Packers for the division. That's how confident I am in the Vikings right now. But I just don't think you're quite there yet. That new coach, you kind of have to figure everything out. Your window's wide. It's open. Now, your players are getting old. Got Eric Hendricks, Adam Thielen, Patrick Peterson. Your window's kind of this year. Next year, it's going to be slightly less open, but it's still going to be there. I'm talking about for like Super Bowl even. So yeah. And finally, might be a shocker. I don't think they're making it back to the postseason. I got the Cardinals. You tell me what they did. Cool, they got Marquise Brown. DeAndre Hopkins, out 6 games. Cliff Kingsbury led them to 7-0 at the start. Yeah, they finished the season 10-7. Kyler Murray, great quarterback. Yeah, but look at the criticism the team got for putting a studying clause on him to the point where they literally had to remove it. You got J.J. Watt. Yeah, you got rid of Chandler Jones. Like, in my opinion, anything you say about the Cardinals, there's a equal negative for. It's just unfortunate for them. I think they're going to be back. Not under Cliff Kingsbury, though. Maybe they make it back at a 7 seed or so, but they're not going to do anything. All right, wild card. We have the 8 teams. All right. Oh. First off, we got them running it back. Cincinnati. Don't think they're going to be as great this year. It got better. But you know what else got better? The whole entire AFC, essentially. I think they're going to probably be a divisional round exit. Which, yeah. But nothing to worry. Cincinnati. In a conference like that, no, you might get criticism. But look at every other team. You're fine. Everyone's going to be fine. Baltimore. I think Baltimore is going to dethrone Cincinnati for the division. I just think Baltimore's that good. You look at Baltimore. They were like 8-3 last year. Finished 8-9. You know what happened? Lamar got injured. They're going to be back. Even though they got rid of Marquise Brown, they're going to be back. They got Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman. And Isaiah Likely looks great. Yeah, and J.K. Dobbins back. I believe Gus Edwards going to be back, but he's going to probably miss the first few weeks. Now we got Indianapolis. Yeah, you beat Tennessee. Blah, blah, blah. You got the division. But what else? With Michael Pittman as your best receiver, no against Michael Pittman. But look who's behind him. Exactly. Don't get too hype. Your defense is great, but your offense is below average, in my opinion. If you didn't have Jonathan Taylor, I don't think anyone would be high on you this year. We got Vegas. I think they're making a run back to the playoffs. I think they're going to do wonders. Probably going to be a wild card exit again. But, hey, this Raiders team, I feel something special with. Now, granted, it's probably going to take a few years. But with this team, they can run the AFC, in my opinion. You look at that defense. Chef's kiss, bro. It's amazing. Offense. Taking a turn for the better. The issue is Josh Jacobs. Why'd you decline his 5th-year option? It makes no sense. Now we're down to the AFC or the NFC. Starting off, we got my team, the Packers. Yeah, saying something when I don't even think they're gonna do a whole lot in the playoffs. I'm getting used to the Packers being that team that everyone's gonna clown on. Oh, Rodgers, the playoff choker. You're right, he is a playoff choker. At this point. But I'm excited for what this team can do this year. You look at that defense. I think they're the best defense in the league. You look at that offense. Yeah, the receivers suck. The running back, I argue top 5 running back duo. The tight end, Robert Tonyan. You act like he's bad. Nah, he's fine. Alan Lazard's Sammy Watkins. Alan Lazard, we know what he is. Sammy Watkins, we know he's a great week 1 guy. Other than that, I mean, he's fine in my opinion. Christian Watson doesn't look like anything special right now. Romeo Doubs looks like a steal of the draft potential. Yeah. Next, we have NOLA. This is a great team. Down Sean Payton, but you got better in my opinion. You got Michael Thomas back. You draft Chris Olave. You get Jarvis Landry. You get Tyrann Mathieu. That's what we all have to say. You barely missed the playoffs last year. Look at you now. You were without Jameis Winston that whole time. With Jameis, easy playoff team. I got Philly next. I don't think you're quite Super Bowl favorites or really and especially. But you're definitely going to be a team to mess with. You look at this team, they only got better. A.J. Brown. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't care if you're Chauncey. I don't care what your name is. C.D. Deuce. Shut the fuck up and pick a fucking name, bro. But, yeah, that team just got better. And I think they're only going to continue to get better. Jalen Hurts, people say he needs to prove himself. Jalen Hurts has proven himself. He is a starting quarterback in the league. He might not be a Tom Brady, an Aaron Rodgers, a Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes. He might not be that. But he is a great starting quarterback. Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones? My point proven. Next, we have the other team, the Cowgirls. What does this team have? They have a good team. They have a horrible coach. And unfortunately, in the NFL, that's not a good combination. That's all I'm going to say. Michael Parsons, though, thinking he's going to do wonders. We're back to the Super Bowl now. Buffalo. Next. Chargers. I might have to talk about this one a bit. I think they're going to do something. J.C. Jackson looks, pretty good. You extend Jerwin James. It's pretty good. You get Khalil Mack. It's pretty good. You get Gerald Everett. That's underratedly good for a team that really didn't have a time. Donald Palmer last year, I thought looked great before injury, though, by the way. Now, tell me that team's not good. They barely missed the playoffs, and they only got better. Next. Hold on. Oh, why? What happened here? Did something glitch or something? All right, Casey. This is a team you can never count out. With Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, I'm never going to down them. You got Travis Kelce still. You got great receivers in Juju and MVS, Mecole Hardman, Sky Moore. Defense, George Karlaftis looks great. Other than that, you got Chris Jones, Frank Clark. The usual guys. This is a team that you are going to expect to be in a shooting battle. This is a team that cannot stop people on defense. This is a team where you have to, keep up with them. They're going to score touchdowns probably every drive. Touchdown or field goal every drive, I feel like. You're going to have to keep up with that. And if you can't, they're going to beat you. That offense just that dynamic. I'm never going to not have the Buccaneers when they have Tom Brady. The Rams, they're defending Super Bowl champs. I kind of have to. Bucks, they got better, but, their team got worse with injuries. Rams, they got better somehow. And the 49ers. I think Trey Lance is going to be great. Now, granted, I don't know. I feel like you might want to have Jimmy Garoppolo out there sometimes. But if you think Trey Lance is the guy, you guys got better Travis Ward and all that. That's like the only real signing I can think of. I think you're going to be fine. That's all that matters. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did the recap. Super Bowl, Buffalo, LAC. The Chiefs, the Bucks, the Rams, and the Niners. Wild card, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Colts, the Raiders, the Packers, the Saints, the Eagles, Cowboys. Barely missed the Dolphins, the Patriots, Titans, Panthers, Vikings, Cardinals. Just there. Steelers, Broncos, Browns, Falcons, Giants, Washington, and Lions. And top 5 pick, Jaguars, Jets, Texans, Seahawks, Bears. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I'll be continuing this series every Thursday, just like all the other series. Starting tomorrow, hopefully, I believe, from what I've seen, they're going to add the Week 1 rosters for Madden 23 franchise. Tonight, before the game, which means on Friday, we should be good to go. Then nothing Saturday, nothing Sunday. Maybe on Saturday we have a Bears franchise. I doubt it. On Monday, Bears franchise. Tuesday, power rankings after Week 1, before Week 2. Wednesday, predictions after Week 1, before Week 2. Thursday, tier list after Week 1, before Week 2. And yeah, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I will see you next time. Goodbye. And also, remember, there is a football game tonight. The Rams and the Bills. You should really watch it. That's probably going to be a good game of the year candidate. All right, goodbye.